So last week I posed a question to my audience about comparing yourself to industry leaders and whether this was something that you particularly had struggled with or do a lot of or not, and asking you to share your advice. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you a roundup of the feedback that I got, the conversations that happened, and also then sort of adding in my thoughts. And the aim of the video is to show everybody that you're not on your own, talk about the common things that happen for people in the helping professions as you build your business, and also share some techniques and tools and things like that that you can then put into place and hopefully grow in confidence and get out there and share your expertise in the world. So thank you to those who commented. I had a comment on YouTube. I had some people emailing, and I also was in some events over the last week, so I asked people there, and I also asked in my private membership group as well. So lots of different kind of conversations happening in lots of different places. So a bit of the mixture in terms of, do people experience this or not? I think there was a certain mixture. Some people said, oh my God, absolutely. Or kind of said, oh, is it imposter syndrome you're talking about? Definitely have that, but maybe not towards the industry leaders, but about other people. Some people said, no, it wasn't something that they particularly had struggled from. They sort of focused on their own thing and got on with that. And in terms of suggestions, I loved, I've forgotten who it was now, but somebody said, oh, we all have our own sparkle. And I love that. And we had comments about, you know, there's nothing new under the sun. It's just your take on something, which I really like as well. This idea that why are we trying so hard to kind of reinvent the wheel all the time and be different all the time? Maybe that's just me. When you can take an idea that already exists, but put your spin on it, put your sparkle on it, say it your own way with your own personality. So I thought that was really nice. I certainly, from the feedback, there was certainly an element of these sort of industry leaders being almost like superhero-esque. We kind of forget that they're real human beings, just like everybody else, and we put them on some kind of pedestal, so people not approaching them and not feeling like they could have a conversation with those people because they're way too big for me. You know, so they wouldn't message them on LinkedIn or tweet them or anything like that, because they almost feel like, oh, they're out there, they're the big stars, they're the big people, which I thought was also very interesting. Something, a kind of little tip that somebody shared was about, you know, when you realize your purpose, your why, what it is that you're trying to do, why it's important to you, that it almost doesn't matter who else is doing it or what these people are. It's about you kind of doing what you, putting out there your purpose or your why or your reason for doing whatever it is that you're doing. So I also promised that I was going to give you my thoughts on this. And I certainly personally throughout my career have done this a few times. I think it gets worse with the social media. If you log into social media and suddenly the Facebook algorithm suddenly gives you all the people that are doing whatever it is that you're doing, and suddenly you think, oh God, everybody's heard about this already. And especially those people who seem to have it all together and seem to be really good at it, that you can feel that there's no place for you, there's no voice for you. So my advice is around, not everybody social media looks like that. So I looked at my husband's social media and he doesn't have a single thing that comes up with the sorts of things that I was seeing. So from my point of view, I think the industry's flooded with that information, or I'm never going to compete with these shining superstars. And for him, he hadn't even seen one of them. So I think from your client's point of view, they probably don't see that information as much as you see it, which I think is an important point to make. And I also think it's really important to make the point about personality and voice. I could get 10 osteopaths to write a PDF on the same topic, and every single one of those PDFs would be different in some way. It'd be different in content, it'd be different in the voice, the personality, the elements of that topic that they drew out for their particular focus of their PDF. So that for me is the really important thing, that there's always room for your voice, because there's only one of your voice, because it's yours. And don't be afraid, therefore, to kind of put your point of view across, your opinion across, or your personality of way of doing it. I think in the helping profession, sometimes we can end up with very linear industry. So you can end up with osteopaths that all do the same thing, or hypnotherapists that all do the same thing, or physiotherapists that all do the same thing. So there's a real opportunity there for you to stick your head above the parapet and do something that's your way of doing something, your opinion and your voice, and stand out a little bit. I think we get scared of standing out. We get scared of, oh gosh, you know, if I stick my head up, then someone's going to come up and have an opinion and troll me or be nasty. And I think it's just about saying, look, everybody has had that. The industry leaders have it more than anybody, but they do it anyway. They stick to their vision, their direction, their purpose, and they say things regardless, because they know that the majority of people, there'll be a percentage of people who agree with them, or like what they're saying, or need to hear what they're saying. And for them, that's far more important than the few people who are going to pass comment and not agree. And I think there's something about healthy debate and saying, it's okay if somebody disagrees, then there's a way to have a debate. There's also a way to say, you know, I don't need to listen to the troll mentality and just ignore them as well. So I think to finish this video off, it's important to remember that comparing yourself to industry leaders, or feeling like you want to kind of find your place within that industry, is perfectly normal. And there's a lot of people out there that feel exactly the same way. The people who don't really bother are usually the people that have this square focus on what they're doing, this you know, the purpose and the reasons why of what they're doing, and that's what they focus on. And I think that helps you to see, to kind of overcome those blocks and to move forwards. And I think it's important to remember that everybody is just another human being, and we all have our worries, our concerns, or our things going on in our lives. So even the biggest superstars are also just human beings. And sometimes it's just about doing what scares you, because on the other side of that is achievement and feeling proud of whatever it is that you've done. Anyway, I hope that debate was really useful and you found insights from that. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time for the next AMA video.